Alrighty. I am here. Let's see here. Oh, I need to check something. Make sure that music isn't complete ass. Since that's been a recurring issue. It sounds fine. Let's see here. Let's change what we're listening to and see if that makes a difference. Yeah, it sounds fine. I'm gonna restart the audio engine just to be safe. Just restart that real quick. That'll be on the safe side. Yeah, it sounds basically the same, so I think it was fine. But that's been enough of a problem recently that I'd rather get ahead of it. Okay. Cool. So, I've been working on a couple of things, and part of it was to get the tools working where we could have them both equipped at the same time. I made some C++ level changes, which we were actually, I think we started on those last stream, and I kind of finished those out. I was actually surprised that we didn't have to compile any blueprints as a result of that, and that it didn't break the basic equipment. It did result in a couple changes, which I think had to do with some of the bugs I fixed in the process. One of which is that when I pick up this ammo now, it actually goes directly into the gun. Now the UI down here is messed up, and in fact this UI is messed up, so you can't tell that. And what should be happening that isn't currently is when you press the shortcut, it should be moving the item into the equipment slot, and it is not. However, the result of it changing does result in the ammo updating, which is how I know that the bullets are in fact getting added. And the ammo counter for there still works. It just seems to not update the amount of available ammo. So, not sure on that one. It's also, I don't think updating that, is it? Let's see. Seems like maybe not. We can equip. The problem I'm having right now is these guys, while they are effectively... Oh, hang on. Yeah, so it isn't properly subtracting the ammo, so that's a whole thing that we have to work on. I'm curious of something. Okay. Yeah, so they're not... they're not staying in the slot. And I'm not inherently sure if that means that it's a UI thing that they're not staying here, or if it is a case of them actually not getting, like, staying equipped. I'm gonna assume that is more of a UI situation. We're not triggering any errors with that, so now we are getting an invalid actor in get component. I'm actually not sure which function that would be. I guess it'd be this one. Where's that getting called at is the question. Are we getting our first ad break? I guess it's getting called off of the weapon component. Alright. Looks like we are back from the ad break. Let's see. Okay, so this is definitely in a function library, but that's not going to be where the actual problem is. So we can go ahead and check in here. Okay, so where it is likely failing is in here. My guess would have been this guy, but because we did replace the inventory component on the character blueprint, but the tag's on there, so that there's player inventory component initialized the system interface. Yeah, that part shouldn't matter. Nope. Edit, undo. Don't need to be adding any more nodes to anything. All right, so it's failing. For the weapon character master component, probably. Which doesn't really track, because that should also be tagged appropriately, and yeah, I'm looking right at it. Well, thank you for the follow, Brian. Question is, which of these is it mad about? Let's see. It should. Is ranked on. That's the call stack where it's getting a. Yeah, I would assume. Execute Ubergraph. A comp. I would assume it's in here. Weapon character master component. Which. Is going to be descended from this guy. If we're honest. Not what I wanted. Put this over here, and open character visuals, character master component. And bring it over here where the screen can see it. All right, what is it mad about? Oh, hey Tilly, Why did that message not show up? Oh, it did. I missed that message. Sorry, Tilly. Hello. All of the... I have to mess with my caster labs. All of the usernames are the same color. I could not tell them apart. Hang on a sec. Oh, that's not helpful. Can I do that here by chance? Yes, okay. Okay, let me do that. And then let me... Oh, I'm gonna have it do that. And then... mark them like that. And... that still doesn't mark them across, but at least now it will notify me. User color, that's what I wanted. Okay, I'll be able to tell them apart now. There we go, that's better. I don't know why that was like that. I haven't been using Caster Labs very long. But yes, welcome in, Tilly. Welcome in, Brian. Now, Tilly, I know you from somebody's chat, and I can't think of whose. I'm leaning towards Starby? I'm so bad at keeping track of names. I definitely don't want that on there. But now at least I can tell those apart. Alright, so... components. Would it be in the event graph setup, probably? Is probably where it's fetching a component. No? Alright, let's just do a search on this function then. Find by class member all. Because clearly it is trying to return a component that is not properly named. Is getting hit. That is one of the other ones in the stack trace. And I do recall seeing something about melee AI component. I mean, there's no AI character in the level yet, but oh, it's trying to find the health component? If that's correct, the health component should already be tagged. Health. you see health? Is that? Yeah, that's already tagged. All of these appear to be tagged. I'm not really sure what it would be mad about that in that case, or why it's saying it can't find. It's searching is ragdoll active. The ragdoll component, though, is named exactly like that. I don't. I would have to see play equip animation, begin play. Open character master component. And then character play equip animation. Okay, it goes in there. Is ragdoll active? Get character handle. Is that the function? Ragdoll. Is ragdoll active? Get ragdoll component. I'm not sure what it's mad about. Because if that's the function off of the actor reference, it should then be looking for get component. I mean, what? It should be passing the actor. At that point. Character object handle. I wonder. guess I could just do an is valid first. That should at least... Everybody's over here with chat can see what I'm doing. So, I don't think anything that's happening here is actually causing an issue in terms of any of the problems that I'm trying to resolve, but I want to narrow it down while I can. So, nope. There should be a print string. Yeah. So we'll say game play function library is ragdoll active actor not valid. Ragdoll component not found. I really need this to go to the screen though. Okay. That should at least let me figure out where the problem is. I don't think that this is relevant to what we're trying to resolve, but one more thing removed from the logs will make it easier to figure out what our actual problem is. Actor's not valid. That's interesting. Oh, the ammo is here. Look at that. It's like it tries to put it in the gun directly, but it's not spawning the item properly. That's interesting. Could not find a weapon mesh component. But shouldn't be trying to load a weapon at the moment, so... Okay, so when that's happening, it's trying to load. Oh, thank you for the follow. Do you prefer to go by Scales? Oblivion? The full username? Character handle. So that means most likely this guy's not set at that point. The question is why? Let's see. The character handle. there a place where we're even setting that? I guess we would have been doing it in the parent, but did we miss setting that? Let's see. Get character handle. Get owner as character. I was gonna say I think I understand, but I don't think I do actually. We're trying to get the owner of this component cast as character. I'm curious of something. I'll have to pull this over to the other screen to actually check this, but I am curious of something. Okay, so this is interesting because I was expecting this to come back wrong, but in this case, it is calling a character. Okay, that's what I was wondering. The shooting range targets are using the skull. That's why. So those messages are trying to find the ragdoll component. Like, if I pick here, that's valid, that's fine. I pick one of these, and you get none. Now, that's fine, because the shooting targets aren't actors and would not ragdoll. So what I could do is just convert this to a validated get. I am doing this on the wrong screen. Convert this to a validated get. And then it only proceeds from here if it's valid. Otherwise, honestly at this point, if it's... yeah, that's probably fine, because they're not going to play animations for equipping weapons or anything, so that's probably fine. That should prevent them from calling on that method, which will get those out of the log. That's very weird that the pistol... Okay, and it gets rid of the ammo when it does that, so I had not used it at that point until I swapped the gun off. And the question is... why was it invisible? Okay. Those are fine. And that's all fine. I guess we could edit something on the debug HUD to something's freezing. I don't know what's happening. Alright, it seems to be trying to recover. I think it's still the engine, though. It might be crashing. I think it's crashing. Or certainly trying to. But until it makes up its mind, I can't do anything with it. There it goes. I'm waiting for like the error. The crash report thing to come up before I try to relaunch it. Is it just not gonna tell me that it crashed? There's supposed to be the crash reporting tool. But if it doesn't come up, I don't know what to do on that front. Guess we'll try to relaunch it. Okay, but it is trying to relaunch. So. $72%. This thing is going to take its sweet time. It never did pop up with the error though, so I don't know what to think about that crash. It might still be crashed in the background and have never fully exited. That could be a thing, unfortunately. Alright, we are on an ad break. I 'Cause Okay. I would like to open the widgets now, please. Okay, it didn't crash when I did that, so whatever crashed it the last time must have been, if not random, at least unrelated to what directory I was in. Try something here. Okay. Thinking maybe set a separate panel here. Start it up there or something that's less in the immediate way, and then I can adjust it to put in some stuff for the like inventory. Okay, I move this. Nope, that's actually correct. The other one was already over here. Okay, so if we, it's a vertical box. this to be. There we go. No. There we go. Let's see. Actually, that may not work because of the way the sizing is done. But I could take this guy, duplicate him, and make this one information. Weird. Okay, so and then let's see. What are the slots? Where did I set them as? Okay. And then let's see. This one is bound to a function, and that one's just fine. So okay, so we can equipment, bug focus character. This is going to be 1, well, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to remove them starting from here. Okay, and then we should be able to that won't necessarily show. guess you could do... You could get inventory. It's still weapon slots. Probably this then? But even that is still weapon slots. We want, like, the generic inventory. I guess we could get component. Inventory. Equipment. I guess we have to cast to the inventory component. To make sure that it comes out as the right thing. Although it could be a pure cast because... do as impure, just so that if it, for whatever reason, fails at this point, that we still have that there. Get equipment slots. Yeah. Let's see. let's see. We do that, and now we can do. So let's do. So we can take this, and then we do break, append, get. And then we have it create this. Oh, wrong. It needs to always do it after. And then when it completes, it should be able to do that. If this works correctly. And then we bind this character equipment. Now, admittedly, there is reason to assume that, oh, you know what though? If it's empty, we just need it to say none here if it's empty. Because we need it to still proceed through here. And then tell you what, if we hit that, we can then say invalid. That'll give us an idea of where things are not working. But we also where's that getting? Is that getting called somewhere in particular? No? Okay, let's see if this works. Oh, jeez. My mistake. These need to be moved so that they will actually be legible, because that thing changes position. I forgot. Okay, that's working. That's working. Okay, so they are equipping. And this does not unequip them. But they're not showing up as equipped. Oh, no, they are. The UI just isn't updating. It's the same situation that's happening with bullets when they're first added to the inventory for some reason. So it's a UI issue, not because they are in fact there. Interesting. I mean, the good news is they are equipped. And presumably, and see, they don't know they're equipped. If I hit this, it doesn't really change anything. Interesting. So there is there's some UI differences there, preventing that from working. But that's good, because that teaches us that it is in fact equipping them, and the shortcut is not actually removing them. Now, I am curious if I were to, and probably the only way I can test this, would be to oh, can I really even do that easily? I was gonna say it'd be to duplicate the weapon so that I have a second weapon to pick up and confirm if it switches them appropriately. But I don't currently have a separate weapon object, so that would take some finagling to do. Interesting. let's see. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Yeah, okay, so this is actually quite a bit of progress, and I normally would want to keep going, and in fact I do, but also Starby is playing Resident Evil 9 and starting momentarily, and I have to see that, and it's already almost 9, and I won't get to see most of it anyway, so before an ad break happens, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. But I will be live tomorrow.